Hi, I'm Brien Lundin. I'm editor and publisher of Gold Newsletter, and I'm here at the Toronto Metals Investor Forum. And I have the great pleasure of talking with Ralph Shearing, President and CEO of Altaley Mining Corp. And this is an emphasis on mining corp because you're actually mining, and unlike a lot of companies, you're actually producing the stuff, huh?
That's right, Brian. Yeah, we're mining in two mines. One we're just commissioning right now, a gold mine, and the other one's a base metal mine that has great precious metal values. We hope to increase those recoveries and really protect that one as well.
Now, Campo Morado is a mine that you have that I remember from way back, two owners or three owners ago. Long history with that, tremendous deposit, great grades, multi-element, multi-metal, some metallurgical issues, speed bumps. But other companies had solved all of those. And through management or whatever, and the expenditure of $500 million on the project by previous owners, low metal prices combined with some other issues to force the closure. And you were able to pick up all of that value for a song, correct?
Yeah, we paid $20 million for the mine, and that was owned by Nearstar, who bought it from Farallon Mining at a friendly takeover for $410 million. And then Nearstar put a bunch more money into it, bought a silver streaming royalty off of wheat and precious metals. So they had over $500 million, from our estimates, invested into the project. And the story of Nearstar was kind of a sad story. They blew themselves up and went into receivership, and we acquired the mine. So for a song, it was like a fire sale price.
And it's a tremendous project. And again, let's talk a bit about the metallurgical challenges that you're able to overcome now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a VMS deposit, volcanogenic massive sulfide. It's big pods, mineralization, and a lot more to be found. The metallurgy is tough. It's refractory precious metals, although the grades are good, like 1.7 grams per ton gold and 123 grams per ton silver in the global resource. But we're only getting 15% recovery on the gold, and we're getting about 40% recoveries on the silver. So we've embarked on a really, what I call it, a full court press on metallurgy. So the last 6-8 months, we've been working away on this, and we've tested microfine grinding, pneumatic flotation, and we're starting to see some really good results. So we've been able to show that we're potentially increase lead recoveries, which will bring a lot of silver with it. And we've been able to produce a precious metal-rich pyrite concentrate that we expect to take through forced oxidation and leaching. And that's already been through first phase with the previous owners very successfully. So we think we've got a pathway to really improve the mine.
Yeah, so 15% recoveries, obviously that's an opportunity for improvement, and through metallurgy and fine-tuning the metallurgy, there's an opportunity for greater gains and greater revenues there. But let's talk about the really exciting part, because who cares about metallurgy, right? Let's talk about exploration. Part of that great expense, a large amount of money that was spent by previous owners, was in exploration to some degree, establishing known targets that they never followed up on.
Yeah, they actually spent a lot of money on exploration and developed a lot of targets underground from the existing mining through borehole geophysics, electromagnetics, and there's some fantastic anomalies that need to be drilled. They're sitting underneath the existing ore bodies, and that's very common for these VMS deposits. They tend to get stacked ore bodies. They actually drilled one of them and hit a good 12.5 meter section of massive sulfides. So we have to follow that all up, and we expect to develop new ore bodies that we can access from the underground mine workings. And then if you look on a property scale basis, they developed a lot of surface targets with geochemistry, geophysics that are ready to drill. We just need to locate them, set up a drill, and test them. So as soon as we have enough cash flow, free cash flow to get going, we're going to start to drill and try to increase the resources of that project.
Yeah, and that's a thing that I really like about your company, is the fact that you're soon going to be producing cash flow that will fund exploration, low-hanging fruit, high-confidence exploration, so you're not going to have to go through that dilutive process of issuing shares necessarily to find new ore. Very near term, you have a gold project that's about to go into production that's very exciting and going to be contributing toward that. So please, let's talk about that.
Sure, the Tabo Weto project.
Thank you for pronouncing that for me, by the way.
It's a mouthful. Well, it's a fantastic project. It's one I put over 20 years into this project to take it through exploration, and out of those 20 years, maybe really had access to capital 10 years, and that's when we advanced it. So we built up a nice reserve. We decided to go into production. We are in the final stages of that construction right now. We brought on one ball mill at 500 tons per day a couple of weeks ago. So we're going through the pre-production commissioning of that ball mill. We should be installing the second ball mill in the next quarter. So sometime later this year, we expect to be ramping it up to 1,000 tons per day underground mining operations.
Oh, good.
It's high-grade gold and silver. About 65% of the revenue will be from gold, 12 from silver, the rest will be base metals. And it's really a robust project. Our all-in sustaining costs have been estimated at around $855 per gold equivalent ounce. So it's a low-cost producer, and it's really going to help our cash flows. We expect to double our cash flows. So we have been making money in Campo Morado. We made 36 million Canadian last year from operating profit, and we've used a fair amount of that to help fund the construction at the Tahueto project.
Again, funding exploration and development from cash flow, something you don't see from every company exhibiting at the PDAC this this year.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we've been lucky enough to be able to do that. Now we've had some good help from lenders as well. But Tahueto, because it's a district scale project, it's got really excellent exploration.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that. Let's talk about that. So again, low hanging fruit, very high confidence exploration.
Yeah, we've this is a epithermal system, and we have an erosional window that's exposed a series of veins, vein structures, I call them. And we've only really drilled along one of those major vein structures and developed our resources and reserves on that. There's 10 other ones that we need to go and explore. We haven't even found the limits of the mineralization to depth along the one we have drilled, and it's open along strike. There's this one key area. We drill along the structure, and then there's a big covering rock. We couldn't drill it from surface, but we pick it up again on the other side of the mountain, and we have drifted in 150 meters past the last known drill hole, and we're still in mineralization all the way. So I believe those ore bodies are going to continue right across to the other side where we have reserves already.
Yeah.
So that's about 700 meters. And if I'm correct, and when we drill that off, I think we can add another third to our reserves and justify an immediate expansion of this mine up to 2,000 tons a day.
So just to clarify, you're drifting across the mountain regardless as part of the mine development. And that process alone will expose new mineralization.
Yeah, that would be an exploration at it going across. So it's not really in the development plan. It would be an exploration side of things. But that's the fastest way on this project to quickly increase reserves to justify an expansion.
Because you can drill quickly short holes to
just
access.
drift. And what we'll do is 150 meters, we'll go every 50 meter centers. We're still getting good results. We'll extend another 150, do it again and do it again until we hit the other side. And then, future, we just have to continue to drill all these other projects. Yeah. And this major structure is still open to the south. It's again covered over by a big rhyolite rock. We can't drill from surface, so we just have to get underground and continue to expand. So this has got a long life, this mine. It should, in my opinion, produce 50 years or more. I mean, it's a bold statement, but I know the exploration of this project very, very well.
Well, that kind of a mine life, relevant to today, it's really the exploration that would drive, hopefully at some point, building up, increasing throughput to bring that value forward.
Absolutely, yeah. To expand the size of it with exploration success.
Now, catalysts, obviously, gold production coming up.
Yeah, we're producing now, but on a pre-production basis. So we're commissioning. It's the mill's not up to speed yet, but we're getting there. And we expect to be cash flow positive within 3 months once the mill reaches steady state production. So maybe in the next week or two we should be there, and then within 3 months that project should be cash flow positive.
So really near term, one of the best kind of catalysts you could ask for.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Ralph, thank you so much for joining me today, for giving us the story, Altaley Mining Corp. And please follow the company. Lots of good news coming ahead.